My name is Natalie Reyes, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make tasty veggies. To start the process off, we will begin using 8 ounces of cabbage, 8 ounces of mushrooms, 8 ounces of spinach, a half a cup of mixed bell peppers, a half a cup of cilantro, a cup of chopped onions, and a half a cup of green onions. Before you chop your veggies, make sure that you wash them off to rid yourself of any dirt or any excessive bacteria that sometimes is on the veggies. So before you prep them to cook and season, make sure you clean your vegetables. The next step is we're going to use a wok. This is a wok right here. I find it very easy to cook the veggies in a wok because you can stir them as you need to. You have a lot of room for that. I like to leave the pan on the stove for at least anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes and let the skillet heat up before I put the oil in it. The oil, you can use any type of oil that you want to, vegetable oil, olive oil. I like to cook with olive oil. So the next step for us will be to put this teaspoon. We're gonna fill it with olive oil. Gonna fill it with olive oil because you only need a little bit to cook the veggies with it. You don't want it to be drowned in grease, and like I said, the wok is really good. So after the pan is heated, we pour the oil into the wok pan. Whenever you're using a non-stick pan, it's best to use either the dark plastic spoon like this or to use a wooden spoon, because a wok is a non-stick pan. Whichever one you prefer to use, take it and stir the oil around in the pan so that you will have it all over the pan. The next step, we're gonna wait maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then we're gonna start adding the veggies. You always want to add the vegetables that take the longest to cook in first. Our vegetables that take longest to cook will be the mushrooms and the cabbage. So those are the two that we're gonna add first. I don't know how many of you like to cook with water. You could cook with water, but I like to use lemon juice. So I like to get just regular lemon juice. It's hard to record this video with one hand. Okay, so I'm just gonna give it a little juice, and I put this for this to keep it from being so watery. And we know that the wok is hot, so the next step would be to turn the stove down. I have it on 5. We're gonna turn it down to about 4 to 3. And since I have my cabbage and the mushrooms in the wok, we're gonna start stirring it. You can chop your mushrooms if you would like. It's just whatever preference you are. Some people like big mushrooms, some people don't. But in this case, it really doesn't matter. I'm just doing this for a demonstration. So you stir it. And I normally like to let the mushrooms and the cabbages cook for at least 10 to 15 minutes. While I'm letting that cook, I normally would chop up everything else that needs to be chopped. But in this case, to make the video a little shorter, I had already chopped those things. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys, while we're waiting for those veggies to get done are the seasonings that I use. The seasonings that I use for my veggies are the Montreal steak seasoning right here. And then I also like to use Coors beef flavor. This one is very salty. I tell you to use it at your own discretion. Some people like salty things. Me, myself, I try not to use so much salt. So whenever I'm using this, the beef flavor, I try not to use that much because I know that it's salty. And with this, you probably would want to add just a little bit of water to dilute it a little bit. So what you can do when you mix your seasons such as this, because this is going to turn into like a little gravy, you put it in a cup or a bowl. And I put just about this much water in it just to give it like the little gravy on it. And then you stir it until all the lumps are out of it. Then we're gonna walk over to the veggies and we're gonna stir them again. Now, whenever I cook my veggies, I don't like them cooked like really, really soft and mushy. I like for them to have like a little nice little crunch to it. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the green onions and the spinach. We can add all the other veggies. The onions. The cilantro and the bell pepper. And then once we've added that, the beef seasoning with the water, I add that, and then I start to stir. After you get it mixed in all good, really, really good, and you have it stirred and they're mixed, then I add my McCormick seasoning. But sometimes I like to taste it to see if that's what I want. Some people like to use butter for their sauteing of their veggies, or it just really depends on your preference. And my McCormick's, since it's not really salty, it's mostly peppers and spices. It's really not that salty. I'll add like maybe 2 dashes, or sometimes I just eyeball it. I like the little kick to the spicy, to the pepper. And then we let it cook and simmer so everything has like a nice little crunch to it. This process normally takes maybe about 15-20 minutes, but I'm gonna stop the video soon because I've basically demonstrated to you how to make tasty veggies. And in just a second, I'm gonna show it to you. you like to taste it to see what the flavoring is like, and it's really good. No more salt, no more seasoning needs to be added. So when you have it all together, it starts to look like this. I need to let it cook maybe 5 more minutes. And then that is how you make tasty veggies. So I've demonstrated to you to chop your veggies up. I told you how many ounces of each, how many ounces in cups, and make sure the measurements mean a lot, because that will determine how much salt or spices, other spices that you will use. And make sure you clean your veggies to get all the bacteria and everything off of them. Then after that, you use a wok because it's a non-stick pan and it cooks really well. And you only need just a little bit of oil because it's already a non-stick pan, so you don't have to use a lot of oil, because when you use too much oil, your veggies are drenched in oil and then it's really not good for you. And you always cook the veggies that take longer to cook first, like the cabbage and the mushrooms, and then you add your other veggies in. And then I also told you use a teaspoon of the Knorr beef flavoring season, which is like a bouillon cube, or you could use one bouillon cube. Just let it dissolve in the water, put it in some warm water and let it dissolve, and keep stirring it until it's dissolved. And I used 2 shakes of the McCormick seasoning. So now I have showed you how to prepare tasty veggies for your family. I hope that you guys enjoyed my video, and y'all have a great day.